Hello. Welcome to the very first session of DSA Bootcamp, which is organized by Skepsis in collaboration with Geeks for Geeks chapter. So uh, this will be a fast recap session of the day one, since the recording could not be done due to some reasons. So I am doing a fast recap, and I will do the TCS OA question at the end of the video. Okay, so let me move on quickly. So today's discussion would be on, first part would be orientation, next part is array, second is memory, and the last will be we will discuss some problems. Okay, so let's start the orientation. So orientation is basically sorry. Okay, so basically the basic question would be key, why DSA? Okay, very primary question key, DSA क्यों? What is the need for DSA? Okay, so basically, when you sit for on-campus companies, you know what they ask? They ask is what DSA. Okay, yes. Does that mean ki development is not necessary? No, absolutely not. Development is also necessary, along with DSA is also necessary. Okay, but development is something which will help you to build good projects which you can add to your resume, which will increase the chances of your resume being shortlisted if you apply in some off campus companies. And also during on campus, if your resume has some really good projects, it filters you out from the crowd ki acha, this guy or this girl has really done something, except the random academics part. But obviously there are in on campus placements there are multiple coding rounds, and they primarily focus on DSA. So due to multiple factors, DSA is very important. Also, one more thing is, if you are targeting some Mang or Fang companies, so they primarily ask DSA, and also their level is lead code, medium to hard. Okay, if the uh, like if the company is product based, like Mang means Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. Fang means like instead of Microsoft, F stands for Facebook. Okay, so these are the product based companies, and product based companies ask this like lead code, medium to hard level questions. And if you target for service based companies, then service based companies ask lead code, easy to medium level. Okay, so that's on brief ki the type amount of questions which they will ask. Okay, so just let me see some pointers. Settings. Why the ink is so dark? Mm, okay. Okay, got it. Sorry for the glitch. Huh, okay, fine. Okay, so this is what about DSA. So what you can expect from us, ki, like what will be taught in, like what we will do in this DSA bootcamp. So in DSA bootcamp, our primary focus will be to build a good foundation. क्योंकि foundation is the most important thing for like anything, whether it's development or DSA. So you need to know ki how the variables work, how all about everything, the dry runs and all and all. So we will cover you, like we will give you a good foundation over linear DSA concepts. We will also cover some like lead code, not some, many lead code, easy level problems on our goal, so that you become comfortable to the lead code platform, ki how things work and everything. And on the way, ki after our target is ki after this bootcamp is completed, your fundamentals are clear, you have a good foundation. Now what you can do is you can explore further topics and further concepts, ki or you can increase your difficulty of questions, and basically it gives you a confidence over DSA, and it gives you a confidence to explore properly. Okay, so let me start today's topic. That was all about orientation. So today's topic would be arrays. So firstly, I will these things are already taught in the previous lectures, but I will do a just quick recap. Ki first is क्या what is array? So what is array? Array is a linear data structure. So what is meant by linear? Linear is it's like this. Okay, straight. Okay, so it's a linear data structure. It's stored in the memory in a linear way. Okay, so you need to keep some terms very clear. Key so first is if you can see the picture, this is a brief representation of arrays. So arrays में arrays के अंदर कि this is array, these are the indexing. So indexing always starts from 0, and inside the array there will be like random elements, and okay, so this is that. So firstly, okay, the red color is looking bad. Let me change. Okay, so first term is contiguous memory allocation. This what कि what does it mean by contiguous memory allocation? Contiguous memory allocation का मतलब क्या होता है? So contiguous memory allocation means कि when it will be stored in the memory, it will be stored in a contiguous, means one after another. It will be stored like this only inside the memory, not like if you those who know about linked list, in linked list one element is stored over here, one element over here, one element over, it's scattered in the memory, but it's not like that. Array is always stored in a contiguous way inside the memory. Okay, so and also this is a very important thing about array. Also array contains always the same data type. Those who know about Python, in Python, I do not know very much. Mostly there is dictionary or tuples which contains uh, elements of different data types. Also in C you have learned structures, so that's different things. That's heterogeneous in nature, but array is homogeneous in nature. It contains elements of same data types. Index starts from 0, stored in a contiguous way. Okay, so these are the some things we need to do about arrays. Also one more thing is in arrays we can randomly access any element from the array. Suppose if we want catch, we need the element from the second index, so I can quickly just write key arr of 2 and access this element. Okay, so but that's not the very same case with other data structures. Like if I like you would be taught many other linear data structure. One of them is stack. Also we cannot randomly access any data type, we need to properly move on to a data type. Another one is linked list also we cannot randomly access any elements. So these are some properties of arrays. So here is what I just said in written format. So what is array? Array is a linear data structure. So array allows random access of elements. Useful. Okay, now is how you can create an array. Okay, let me quickly move on to my VS Code so that we can see how arrays are created. Right. Okay, so firstly there are multiple ways how arrays are can be created. But firstly, what like try to understand key arrays, what are the need for arrays. So like suppose I need to store the marks of several students. Okay, so is it very feasible? I stored m1 equal to 94, then in another variable m2 equal to 93, then in another variable m5 equal to 94. Like suppose I need to store the marks of 500 students and the user needs to manually input it, so it's a very hectic process. Instead what we can do is we can create arrays. You can use a loop and we can take input simultaneously. So how arrays are created? Firstly, this is the part, this is called the declaration, array declaration. Okay, declaration of array. So this is where array is declared, and in the next part we can initialize the array. Okay, so how we can initialize? To initialize the array we can do manual initialization, like int arr. So wait key cout. So c in ar of 1, key sorry ar of 0, c in ar of 1, say this is a manual process. Okay, but we do not do this. What we generally do is, actually let me write on the headers, or else it will keep on showing us in hash include iostream using namespace std. Okay, so this is the declaration. Now to initialize an array, firstly we need to start a loop, key int I equal to 0, I less than the size, that is the 5. Wait, so this is array is declared, so this is the name of the array, and this 5 is the size of the array. Okay, next is I plus plus. So here what we can do is c in ar of I. But very easily we can keep on taking input the elements of the array. Here we can display a message ki cout, enter the elements of the array. ENDL stands for new line. But simple way to initialize an array. Also we can, if we have to create an array of size maybe 5, and we need to initialize 5 elements we already know before, and so we can do it in a more simple manner also, in array of 5, and they are equal to 1 2 3 4 5. This also can be done. Okay, so this is about initialization. Also try to guess about this key. If I write AR of 10 is equal to 1 2 3 4 5, what does this mean? Okay, so what this means is let me draw this for you, it will be clear. We have got a free space here. So what this means is, firstly what is written AR10. So an array of size 10 will be created. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Next is 1 2 3 4 5. There are 5 elements. So the first 5 places will be initialized with 1 2 and 3. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let me print this array once. देखते हैं कि क्या आउटपुट आता है. कि for int I equal to 0, I less than I plus plus cout ar of I. Sorry. अच्छा, there is a wrong that I did कि need to change the name of the array, क्योंकि ऊपर भी I did an AR, so it will create error. Okay, so I think it's good, and also like need to declare this inside the main. Okay, it's looking good. So let me comment out this part, declaration. I do not want an input. Okay, yeah. To comment any line, you just need to press control plus forward slash. Okay, control plus like select and press control plus forward slash. It automatically comments a block in VS Code. Okay, so it's done. Let me run this. First, let me save. Then G plus plus day1 dot cpp. Okay, then dot slash a dot out. So what it is? 1 2 3 4 5, then 0 0 0 0 0. Okay. So what does this thing teaches us? Ki when we create an array, all the blocks are by default filled with the default value of the data type. So the default value of data type is 0. So all the blocks are by default filled with 0. Okay. So you see last are all 0, and first are, since we have initialized, so they are 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so this is a very interesting thing. So I hope this part is clear. Next is characterization of the year. Okay, so this is very important key. अच्छा, let me take क्या कलर लूँ, ये कलर लेता. Arrays are fixed size. Okay, the size of an array must be declared beforehand. Here comes a very interesting thing. I have seen anyone doing this key, int n. Then what they do is see out, enter the size of the array, and they take c in n. Then again what they do is int arr of n. But this is a completely misconception or a wrong thing. VS Code by any chance support this, but you should not be following this practice. Okay, array size must be declared beforehand. You cannot, matlab it is static. Arrays are static in nature. The size of the array should be declared before the compilation starts. Okay, you cannot declare at the time after compilation, at the time of when the program runs. Okay, that is called dynamic allocation. Arrays are not dynamically allocated, arrays are statically allocated. So runtime pe you cannot give the size of the array as input and then create an array. Okay, that's not thing. Arrays are not dynamically allocated. Vectors in C++ are dynamically allocated. They are dynamic in nature, but arrays are always fixed size, and their size needs to be declared beforehand. So does it mean ki like we do not have any other way? Yes, we have a way to tackle this thing. That is what we can do is, let me erase this thing. So what you can do is, you can instead you write this, what you do is, before n you declare an array of 100 size or maybe a very big number. Memory waste hota hai, lekin we can't do anything over here. If you do not want to waste memory, you need to use a vector concept. Okay, so what we can do is, we can make an array of 100 suppose, and then we can take the size as input, and after that, when we you write for loops and all, we can use I to n minus 1 and it will work as fine. Okay, so inside the memory, what we'll do is the array will be created of size 100, but only the first n blocks will be initialized. Okay, and rest will be like they will be, if it's an integer, it will be initialized with 0. Okay, so this is the very simple concept. So I think it's clear. Next comes a very important funda, what is memory representation of arrays. Okay, just a minute, let me drink some water. Okay, so how, next question is, how arrays are stored in memory. How arrays are stored in memory. So there are some, like, there are many parts of the memory, but I will bring into discussion the two parts. One is the stack memory, and another one is the heap memory. Stack memory and heap memory. So when we declare an array, or when we initialize and do everything, matlab, an array completely contiguously is stored inside the heap memory. Okay, an array is stored inside the heap memory. But what happens is you need to learn a very important concept over here. That is, you know, this is index 0, this is index 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and so on. So every index has a particular address. Okay, so now how these addresses are determined? Firstly, the starting address or the base address is something which is like the compiler or the memory manager gives it. Suppose for my example, for my convenience, I take is key the address of the first element of the array is 1000. Okay, this is also known as the base address. This is also known as the base address. So the base address is 1000. So now what will be the address of the next element? So the address of the next element will be, since it's an integer array, so the next element will be 1000 plus the size of 1 8. Matlab, this space, okay, this space will occupy, what is the size of the, let me assume the size is 4 bytes only. So this will occupy 4 bytes. So can you guess what can be the size of position 1? I know many of you have guessed, and if not, just go with me. This position will be 1004. Because this has already occupied 4 bytes. Now, this element will also occupy 4 bytes. So, what will be the address of this? This will be 1008. The next will be 1012, and so on. So, got it? Got the concept? This is the base address, and this goes on and on. So, here we, come to a very important formula. Key address of ARR of I is equal to base address plus I into size of data type. Okay, this is a very important concept. So let me take an example. Suppose I want to know the let me change my pen color. Green लो. अच्छा, this color I haven't used. Okay, so I suppose I need to find out the address of place 3. So address of AR of 3 क्या होगा? Base address. What is the base address? 1000 plus I into size of data type. What is I? I is 3. So 3 into size of data type. What is the size of data type? Integer 4. So 1000 plus 12 equal to 1012. So this is that thing. So and what is stored in the stack memory then? So inside the stack memory, like for visual representation, take it somehow like this. Inside the stack memory, only the name of the array, suppose the name is ARR, so this ARR will be stored, and the base address, this will be stored inside the stack memory. Okay, so this thing, the base address of the array is always stored in the stack memory. We will come to know an important thing, arrays are always passed as reference. Though, okay, we will see that in the next slide. Inside the stack memory, only this base address is stored, and with this base address, this whole array is accessed. Okay, So I hope this concept is clear. If not clear, like rewind this and watch this again. So this is I have already taught it once ki taking input. Okay, so this is how we can take input. Acha, this is also the wrong thing we have shown here. कि this is the like do not follow this. Okay, just first declare the array over here. This will run, but this is matlab not a very good practice. Then instead, if you're worried about space, you can use vectors. If there are 100, then you can use this as it is. This is how we can print the array. This is how we can update random elements. And if the array size is 5 and you want to use the 10 position, then it will give an array out of each out. Well, it is keep in mind this is like array out of bounds exception. Okay, so what happens is basically when you try to access an element which is outside the array, so this kind of this error occurs. Okay. What comes next? Okay, arrays as function arguments, then we would come to problem solving quickly. Give me a minute just. Yes, okay. So how arrays are passed to a function? So remember, arrays are always acha, let me see the color. Okay, it's good. So arrays are always passed by okay. The spelling is wrong, never mind. Arrays are always passed as reference. Is this clear? Arrays are always passed as reference. What does it mean? Okay, I hope you know this concept. One is passed by value and one is passed by reference. So pass by value means a copy of the variable goes to the calling function to the called function, and pass by reference means the reference of the variable goes from the calling function to the called function. Any changes made to the reference in the calling function also reflects in the caller function as well. Sorry, the called function also replaces also shows in the calling function as well. So basically let me show you a quick example. Wait. Okay, so this is a main method, and here is created int modify. That's not int. Void modify int arr. Okay, so what we will do is arr of 2 is equal to 500. Okay, see how here, let me print a small space with this. So what I will do is I have created a modify function, and from here I will pass the array once. Okay, modify within bracket arr of 1. Now I will again print it after modification. So basically what is happening, I am initializing the array. I'm printing the array once, then I will call the modify function. This is the modify function. Okay, if then again I will print the array. And what the modify function is doing, it is incrementing changing the value of the second position to 500. Okay, this is what it is doing. So if arrays would have been passed as value, so what we'll do is if we do any change, it won't be reflected over here, but today arrays are always passed by reference, as I have discussed on the previous slide. Ki this thing from the stack memory, this base address is passed as reference. Okay, so if the base address of this array is 1000, so this actually, instead of this arrow, this 1000 is passed over here. Okay, this 1000 is passed. I don't know, let me try something. Okay, after this thing, g plus plus. क्या हुआ बॉस? ओह 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 ओह, it's okay. It should print 2 times now. See out. Why this one is not running? Okay, I think I should add an ENDL over here. ENDL. Oh, I didn't saved it. Okay, got my so, wow. अरे यार ऐसा नहीं, ENDL नहीं ऐड करना था over here actually. Okay, why is this thing? Over here actually I need a new line key. See out until after printing this whole array the line gets changed. Okay, let me save this. Actually, let me clear this once. Okay, so I hope it's clear key, instead of 3 we have changed the second index as 500, so it is changed to 500. Okay, so I hope it's clear. This is about key arrays are always passed by reference. So now let's do some problem solving. So in problem solving, I have already taught in very detail in the last class, but still I will do a quick recap. I have the codes handy. The first is the largest element. So the largest element, basically printing the largest element inside the array. Okay, it's very simple. I have used 2 functions. One is the main and another is the one suggestion from my end is, make this habit कि when you do a program you use multiple functions. Okay, in school and everything, what you do is you write all the code inside the main, but that's not a very good practice. It decreases the readability of the program, and it creates many issues. So basically what you do is it creates separate functions for separate users. It creates, makes the program to debug easy. Okay, it makes it easier for you to debug the program. It increases the visibility ki, like if someone reads your code after you have done that, so then that person will clearly understand that this code, this line is this for this and all. So basically it's a good habit to use to separate functions. Okay, so maximum element. So how we can do it? It's very simple. First, let me start from the main function. First, I have declared an array of, I have, by default, I have assumed that the array will be of size 5. The arrays I have taken input the array elements, then the largest element is maximum element here. So what this line does is here this line will call the maximum element function. Yes, and the maximum element, see, it's an integer function. The return type is integer. So after executing everything, the function will return this maximum, and it will come over here. Instead of this, the maximum value will come over here. Okay, so it's very simple. Firstly, I have assumed the first element to be as max. Then what I will do is I will keep on checking the first element with all the other elements, and at any point of time, if that element, if any other element is greater than my maximum element, we will swap. Sorry, not swap, we will update the value of the maximum. So let me insert a slide and wait. from current slide. Okay, so the problem what we'll do is key, suppose this is an array 1 2 3 4 5 0 1 2 3 4. The elements are maybe 5 6 12 1 2 ऐसा कुछ है, ठीक है. So what the program will do is कि first I have taken a maximum, I have created a maximum variable and I have initialized it with the 0th, my element in the 0th position, that is 5. So max is 5, so for the write and purpose max equal to 5. Okay, so what next I will do is I will start a loop which will start from the first index and it will go on to the last index, and every time what will it will do is it will compare this maximum, current maximum, with the current like value. Suppose I is over here, so it will compare ki is ARR of I greater than max. Is 6 greater than 5? No. Then continue 12. Is 12 greater than 5? Yes, 12 is greater than 5. Then update it to 12. Is 1 greater than 5? No. Is 2 if is 1 greater than 12, the current and this is the old current is 12. So is 1 greater than 12? No. It's 2 greater than 12. No. The program ends and this max is returned. So this is how we get the maximum value. Okay. So let me quickly move on to the next question. Next is reverse an array. Okay. So how does this works? Reversing an array. Okay. Let me draw this program for you. Just a minute. So this is my original array. Okay. So what I need to do is I need to reverse this array. So basically what my new array will look like is somehow this. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. And remind you, this is ARR and this is also ARR only. While taking the class, someone suggested me ki, why not just use a loop from I equal to n minus 1 to 0 and print the elements. Basically what he suggested is print the elements in the reverse order. No, bro, that's not my issue. My question is ki I will reverse each and every element inside this array only, inside the original array only. In my memory only, the elements will be reversed. Okay, the array will be reversed. So how we can do it? Okay, this is the 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4 index. These are the index. So how I will do it? The concept is very, very simple. This is a 2-pointer approach. Okay, so I will take 2 pointers. One is start, which will be the starting index, which is initialized by the starting index. One is end, which will be initialized by the ending index. So what I will do is key while start is less than end. Okay, so this will be my base condition. So while start is less than end, what I will do is I will keep on swapping each element. I will swap. Okay, you know how to swap. I'm just writing ki swap ARR of start comma ARR of end. Ki I will swap this element. Then after swapping, so after swapping, what will be the thing? Ki 1, like in place of 1 there will be 5, in place of 5 there will be 1. Now what I will do is I will increase the start by 1 So start will come over here, then I will decrement the end by 1. Bas, this is my loop's end. So the end will come over here. Hello. So now again let me start greater than end. Start is 1 and end is 3. So 1 is less than 3 obviously. Then again swap. So 2 and 4 they will be swapped. So instead plus 2 and then there will be 2. Now again start plus plus start n minus minus n. So both start are end and here are 2. So now is start less than end, is 2 less than 2? No, 2 is equal to 2. 2 is not less than 2. Okay, but the 2 is not less than 2. 2 is equal to 2. So the condition fills. Bas, this is my resultant array. If you want to see the code I have shared over WhatsApp also. This is a simple code key. A simple same like array. I have created an array. I have taken input the elements. I have called the reverse function. The pointer comes to here and again the reverse array is printed. So it's simple, just what I have discussed. Start and end 5 minus 1 by क्योंकि my index is 4. Okay. So if you are dealing with n, so it would have been n minus 1. So this is basically the swapping part. And start plus 4 n minus 1. As simple as that. Okay. Also, I have done 2 more questions in the class, but they are very easy ones. You just you can go to YouTube and search the solution. My main motive was to revise the theory once again. One was pairs in an array. This is one question. Next is check if an array is sorted, and last is this. I haven't done in class but I would suggest you watch any video from the YouTube print all the sub arrays from an array. These 3 questions I would like highly recommend you search any YouTube video which you feel comfortable and you watch this. I have done these 2 questions in the previous class, but I couldn't do this due to lack of time. So those are missed. These are very easy. Pairs in an array and check if an array is sorted. You can search any YouTube video, you would get the solution. But I will do one more important question, that is this one. Okay, so this is a TCS question. It's asked in one of the coding rounds of TCS. And we will do it a very minute way. Very minute way. And remember, every information that is given in the question is not useless. Every information has a purpose. Okay. So firstly, let's see given an integer n, the size of an array, and okay, so let's see. Do we have a pen function here? Nah, it's a highlight. Underline strike through. I guess this is a pen function. No, Nah, what's wrong with this? Okay, this is creating much issue. Let me do something else with. Okay. So अरे यार अरे यार why is so much issues. Wait, let me do it again. Huh, it's good now. Okay, fine. So let's read the question properly and you know untangle each and everything. First is problem description. क्या बोलते हैं ये लोग कि given an integer n the size of an array. N means size. Okay, good. N is size. Next is n array elements. Okay, and modify n is size and n array elements ki basically. Oh, it's very obvious ki the size of the region will contain n elements. So what we need to do is modify the array as follows. If an element is divisible by 3, replace it with 3. If an element is divisible by 5, replace it with 5. A5, E5. Okay, like string 3, string 5, 3, 5. Okay. If none conditions are met, keep the element as it is. And finally, bring the modified element. Okay. So here you need to use your intuition and keep in mind something. Firstly, if an element is divisible by 3, replace it with 3. So just a minute. Let me see if I have. Okay. So here it is given replace. ताई तो हाँ. So what we need to do is कि if I need to replace an element with this string value, so this will give you an intuition key at the first place only use a string type of array. Okay, क्योंकि 3 can also be represented by strings and this 3 is also a string. So instead, so use an str array, a string array. Okay, so you can easily replace. So this is one more information which you need to keep in mind. Next, first line contains an integer n representing the array's length, and next is the second line contains an n separator. And basically, in the first line you need to give the size of the array's input. Next line you need to enter the array element in the space. And here is an important thing: कि constraints 1 less than equal to n less than equal to 5. So basically, what is n size? So the maximum size what it can go is 10 to the power 5. Okay, so what we can do is, I have told in the previous part of the video कि we cannot do कि take in as input and do ARR of int ARR of 10 to the power 5. No, that thing cannot be done. So what we will do is we will create an array कि like if we take input n and later on initialize, this cannot be done. So basically what we will do is we will take n input before that. So int n is equal to 1 2 3 4 5. Then we will sorry क्या कर रहा हूँ मैं भाई. So what we will do is we will initialize an array int arr of 10 to the power 5 and there will be 5 zeros. Okay, so we will before an initial declare the array with this much size. Then we will take n as input and we will do the rest of it. Okay, so let me come to the coding part of the question. So firstly, I have done it already so that I can explain you with ease. So firstly, let me start from the main function. So what I've done is I have made a main function int main. Okay, so I have made a string array with the size like given as the maximum size of the input variable. Okay, next is end. So end, so like I have taken the size of that as input. Next is I have taken the elements as input. Like see, if you remember the question carefully, first we need to take in the first line it would be the size as input, then the next line it would be this thing as input. Okay, so next is modify. So I have called the modify function with arr and n. Why n? Because I need to have the size as inputted by the user in the modify function. So I have passed this also. So now the modify function string arr and string n. So why string? I have already told ki the array needs to be in string because we are like we need to store this 3 and 5 all these things in the array. So for that we need to use a string function, string array, or else if you use int, these values not be stored. So it's very simple ki we will traverse one by one the elements and check conditions and update them accordingly. So first is why this thing? What is meant by stoi? What why? So basically, if you see key the array which we have declared, the array is a string array. Okay. So by default, when we are giving input the elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever if we give, they those will be stored as string inside the array. So if I directly perform key, if I do this key, if arr of I mod this, okay, see an error is coming, red line, क्योंकि we cannot do the modulus of any string variable directly. So what we can do is we can convert the string variable to an integer, then do the required operations. So this stoi basically converts a string to integer. So the string is converted to integer, they are stored in num, and boom, these operations are done. So basically, yeah. Now one more interesting funda which I need to show you is if an element is like the element is divisible by 3, then you know this, then the element will be replaced by th at double if it's 5, replaced with 5. And you know we can like you can argue ki why we have started with this thing. Okay, why we have started with this? We can also write this condition at the end key when you know this condition basically when element is divisible by both 3 and 5, replace it with 3 5. So let's see what happens if we place this at the end. Else if I make this as if. Okay, so let's run the code once. Let me give the input. There is an example sample input 4, then 1 3 4 15, 4 1 3 4 15, 1 3 4. It's okay, but here it is 3. Why 3? It should have been 3 5, but why 3? Oh my god, why? So what has happened over here is, see, this is, suppose if I'm like 15, okay, 15 is divisible by 3, 15 is divisible by 5, as well as 15 is divisible by both, basically 15 is divisible by both 3 and 5. Okay, so what happens is when suppose inside the num when 15 comes, so first condition क्या होता है कि 15 more 3 is checked, but since it 15 is also divisible by 3, so this line is executed and all these are not executed. Okay, so this is a basically a logical error key. The program is running but the logic has not been met. So to tackle this, what we do is we put this condition at the top. Okay, this condition at the top is we put q basically. So in case of 15, first only this will be checked, so like this, and this will be executed and this won't be checked. You know, if else if this condition is false, then if this condition does not met, then else this is checked. If this is not met, then this is checked. If this has met, like this executes, then you know all these are not checked, the control directly goes over here. So bus, let me execute this once. 4 1 3 4 15 1 3 9. That's एकदम perfect answer. Okay, so I hope it's done. So, okay, so you can follow our socials. This is the socials of the Skepsis. We are available on Twitter. We are available on LinkedIn. We are available on Instagram. So do follow us. And also, these are the socials of GFG as well. Do follow them too. So yeah, that's all for today's session. Bye bye.